Imagine walking into the most exclusive country clubs in America, convincing Wall Street executives to hand you millions, and marrying a high-powered corporate CEO, all by claiming you are an heir to the legendary Rockefeller fortune. For nearly 20 years, Clark Rockefeller lived a life of ultimate luxury. He was a staple of high society, a brilliant art collector, and a beloved husband. There was just one massive problem. The Rockefeller family had absolutely no idea who he was. But this isn't just a story about a brilliant con artist. Because when the FBI finally unmasked the fake Rockefeller, they discovered that his glittering path to the American dream was built on top of a dark, forgotten grave. Our story actually begins in Germany, where a young man named Christian Gerhartsreiter dreamed of American fame. In the late 1970s, he moved to the US on a tourist visa and realized something very quickly. Americans love royalty and they love old money. So Christian decided to reinvent himself. Over the next decade, he changed his name like people change clothes. He was a fake aristocrat, a fake Hollywood producer, and a fake financial advisor. But his masterpiece came in the 1990s when he arrived in New York and introduced himself as Clark Rockefeller. He wore bespoke suits, spoke with a bizarre transatlantic high society accent, and claimed he was a reclusive billionaire who chose to live a modest life. He didn't carry credit cards or a driver's license, smoothly telling people, Rockefellers don't need IDs. And Wall Street believed every single word. In 1995, Clark met Sandra Boss, a brilliant Harvard graduate and a high-earning partner at a top consulting firm. Sandra was incredibly smart, but Clark was a master manipulator. He swept her off her feet, and they married in a private ceremony. For the next 12 years, Sandra funded their lavish lifestyle, earning up to $2 million a year, while Clark managed their social status and bought expensive modern art. But as the years went on, the golden facade started to crack. Clark refused to let Sandra see their tax returns. He never wanted his photo taken. When Sandra finally hired a private investigator during a bitter divorce in 2007, she discovered the terrifying truth. Her husband of over a decade did not legally exist. Realizing the game was up, Clark did something desperate. In the middle of a supervised custody visit with their daughter, Clark orchestrated a dramatic kidnapping, throwing the girl into a limousine and vanishing into thin air. The kidnapping triggered a massive, nationwide FBI manhunt. The media went wild. Rockefeller had gone rogue. Within days, the FBI tracked him down to a luxury home in Baltimore and arrested him. His daughter was safe, but the world was about to find out exactly who this man was. Fingerprint scans revealed he wasn't a Rockefeller. He was Christian, the German immigrant. But the suspense doesn't end with a fraudulent marriage. As Christian's face plastered every news channel in America, police officers across the country in San Marino, California, froze. They looked at the TV screen and recognized the man immediately. Rewind to 1985. 20 years earlier, Christian had lived in California under a different fake name. During his time there, a young newlywed couple named John and Linda Sohu suddenly vanished without a trace. Christian had mysteriously moved away right after their disappearance. With Christian now in custody, police went back to that California property with ground-penetrating radar. And buried deep in the backyard, inside fiberglass boxes, they found the skeletal remains of John Sohus. He had been brutally bludgeoned to death. In 2013, the fake Rockefeller stood trial, not just for kidnapping and fraud, but for first-degree murder. The defense argued that there was no physical evidence linking him to the 1985 crime, but the jury saw right through the ultimate actor. Christian Gerhartsreiter was found guilty and sentenced to 27 years to life in prison. He spent his entire life playing characters to win the adoration of the elite, but his final role would be inmate number AW8654. This case leaves us with a chilling realization. The most dangerous people aren't always hiding in the dark. Sometimes they are sitting right next to you at a luxury dinner party, raising a glass of champagne. What do you think drove Christian to do this? Was it pure greed or a terrifying psychological obsession with being someone else? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe for more insane true crime mysteries, and we'll see you in the next video.